And let's see how we are. Connecting to Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube now. Periscope's giving me some warnings. We're streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Periscope is delaying. Have you gotten your notification?
Let me check my phone. That's usually... Oh, where's my phone? I'll tell you.
We're on Twitch, so...
I have not gotten...
We're on Twitch.
I mean, I got it when you kind of fired us up earlier today. I have not gotten... I mean, I got it when you kind of... Oh, wait, there it went. It just went today. Nice.
Yep, we're up. We're up on both of them. We're good. And 10 seconds to the opening scroll. Two, one, we're up.
Good. I'm glad to see you're back. Very Dad Ideas is a live streaming show with two dads, a voice actor and an animator. We put the kids to bed and get permission from their wives to dick around on their expensive computers. I have been known to say things like Wing Dingish McGillicuddy, a Krampus-style Christmas, Usagi Ojimbo, Robber Baron Salami Slappers, Senator Panstromy the Slam Pig, and Tasty Cakes the sequel.
Welcome to Very Dad Ideas. My name's Nye. It's a show where we put the kids to bed and we make shit up. This is a very special Tuesday night episode of Very Dad Ideas. Boxing Day, Darren. Boxing Day. That's right.
It's the day of the fights.
The day of the, well, actually, it's an American. It's not an American holiday. It's a British and Canadian holiday where I think they put the boxes away or something left over from Christmas. Anyways,
they finally decide to fight something without using us.
Without using us.
The Canadians and the British people fight each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome, Darren. This is our very special Tuesday night episode.
It's a very special Tuesday night. Now, as you well know, this is our first Tuesday night.
Yeah, we've switched it. Why did we switch it, Darren? Why did we switch the episode?
I kind of brought that up, Nye. That was sort of my thing. I have recently maybe joined a D&D group.
Which is awesome. I mean, that you embrace it like that, it's pretty awesome.
A group of D&Ders. Now, I don't think we're LARPing, but I'm not saying we're not LARPing. I might LARP while they are not.
Can you define LARPing for our...
Live action role-playing? I can't.
That's why you're here, my friend, because you just take it to that. You take it to that level.
Pass.
I don't think Gandalf ever took two weapons like that. I mean,
he didn't have two guns.
No, he didn't. No, I think he
had
the
one gun in the shoulder holster.
Right, in the shoulder holster. Yeah. So let me ask you this: if you're going to be doing D&D, what are you? Are you? And this is what I always ask somebody, because I always like chaotic good. I think chaotic good is like the best way to go.
Chaotic good's like Robin Hood.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to be. So what are you gonna be in this, or has it already been predetermined for you?
I'm picking up somebody else's character.
Oh, that's lame, dude.
And but that's how you get in. That's how, otherwise you're like the guy who's like, no, you'll have to scrap your entire campaign.
Right. Yeah. I need to roll a new character. I need
one of the characters into this character. I'm just sort of tickled that like my wife is going to let me get away with this.
Oh
nonsense.
Yeah, I hear that
too. Like,
I know.
Yeah. So like I'm just like and so of course it is like so we're playing basically what is like Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 rulebook system.
Oh,
and there's a long story behind it, but it's not called D&D, and that's just sort of it's just called Pathfinder or whatever it is. And anyway, so they migrated the set of D&D rules 3.5 when D&D rolled into 4.0.
Okay.
People like 3.5 call it this thing. So I'm going to play this, I'm playing an oracle.
Is it like a scripted mission, or is like the dungeon master?
They play modules.
Okay.
This guy knew like the excursion to the barrier peaks.
Okay.
Like, he knows he knows his gaming shit.
Wow.
And yeah, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this, but I'm playing an oracle, and I don't know what an oracle is like. Basically, like
it's like a magic user, right? Like it's sort of
they're a cleric, but they're like a superhero cleric. Like they can, like the spells that they can cast them all day long, but they can't cast that many of them. Whereas
So
like a cleric or a magic user, like can only sort of cast a certain number of spells a day.
So clerics can eventually become wizards and stuff, though, right? Like that's
no.
Oh, you're always a cleric. Like I guess cleric is more like religious magic, right? It's as opposed to
Cleric's your medic. Like the cleric's the one who does the cure light wounds, critical serious wounds,
and the fucking magic missiles.
That magic missiles, that's the magic user, man. You can't just be drilling people with your,
All right, well, I'm sure there's going to be Dude, we want a full update next time when you come back from your Dungeons and Dragons. Full update. In fact, we might do a segment. Darren does Dungeons and Dragons.
D&D Dad.
Dad. Let's get into this. This is first of all, we're moving to Tuesday nights permanently, so Darren can play Dungeons and Dragons on Thursday nights.
It's a weird sentence to come out of your mouth.
Hey,
that's true.
Hey, that's what this show is all about. And we're
this show is all about finding ways for me to go fuck off.
So how was your Christmas, man? Did you have a good Christmas? I mean,
I had a great Christmas.
Yeah,
oh my God,
we had a really good one too.
I have a 5-year-old and I have a 6-month-old. So like, for the 6-month-old, he's just getting where he can sit, sort of, for a little bit. If you plant him there and you kind of wedge him in a nice corner, so you got like that action, and then you got the 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old is like an old pro.
All about presents. I mean, Griff is 2. Like it was really funny because he opened the first present, which was clothes, and there was no reaction whatsoever. There was like you were like, hey, here's some presents. He's like, oh, presents, and he opened it. It was like clothes. But then when he opened it, and it was like, I think it was like we gave him like little magnetic building things or whatever, and he realized, like you should see it in his face. He was like, oh, I want to open more presents. Like the whole concept of presents and Christmas just like completely clicked. Like at that particular.
And like you have that moment where you're like proud of yourself that your kid likes Christmas. You're like, this is awesome.
Right. It was great.
I'm like, great. I'm just giving you stuff for free, and I feel proud of you. I feel proud of you if you only open one at a time.
That's why it's a great tradition. That's why it's lasted so many millennia, is because tons of parents are just like, oh, for a brief moment, my kids think I'm the best thing ever. Or anyways, so.
You know what I wasn't really used to is like how hard the letdown is. As I'm getting older, like the build up to Christmas is definitely my favorite thing. Like after about like 10:30 on Christmas, you're just like,
yeah. I know. And then the next morning, Griff was like, open presents. And I was like, It's like, no, Christmas is one day.
It's a fair question from a 2-year-old.
Right, exactly. So in the spirit of Christmas and now Boxing Day, do we have any? Any?
Can you enlighten me? You tell me a little bit about Boxing Day. How is this Boxing Day?
Okay, so in England and in Canada, this is the boxers behind me is just kind of my joke about it. I actually don't know where it comes from. I think it's like when you have a whole bunch of stuff that you don't have batteries for, or you don't like the presents, you put them back in the boxes and you send them back. Or maybe it's just like you have a whole bunch of boxes that you need to recycle. I don't know, but England and Canada celebrate Boxing Day, and it's a big deal, and it's almost like as much of a holiday as Christmas is. But Americans have no idea what it is. It's just sort of obviously. In fact,
it makes a special sense to me this year because.
In fact, we can look it up right now.
So
let's look it up right now.
Yeah, let's do it. You, the viewer, can also join in with your Boxing Day 2017 plans.
So Boxing Day, what is the point of Boxing Day is what people look for on Google, apparently.
That's the first thing.
Yeah. Servants of the wealthy were given a time off to visit their families because their services were required for Christmas Day celebrations. Okay, so it's basically a Servants' Day celebration.
They get to go fight each other.
I don't know why it's called Boxing Day. The term Christmas box dates back to the 17th century, but I like the fact that we're doing Muhammad Ali and Raging Bull. I think that should be the American version of boxing.
It's just so funny because like you look at that and you know that's De Niro, but then you're also just like how could that possibly be De Niro? He looks
so I was looking through boxing images and of course I have the classic Muhammad Ali behind me, right? But I figured I was like, oh, what am I going to give Darren, right? And I thought maybe George Foreman for a while. Then I went through.
Could have given me Will Smith as Ali.
Oh, I could have done that, but I also I actually spent, I must have been 30 seconds, 40 seconds looking at George Foreman grills. I thought that's kind of an abstract concept of like George Foreman and then George Foreman grills.
That's perfect, actually.
Oh yeah, but then I thought Raging Bull would be a great one. Oh, my wife has joined in, so we can say hi to Lisa.
Por la gente.
Oh, right. Sorry. Well,
claro, Lisa.
So do we have any dad advice for our holiday season or our Christmas, or are we should we just fan?
Yeah, I have. If you have one, go. I'm like stuck. I've just put two of them together in my brain, and I have to separate them.
Okay.
Do you have one to go with?
I don't really have anything good. I mean, I can have recommendations. Maybe dad advice recommendations. How about I go for a bit and I'll just pull it out of my ass and then I'll go.
Well, I was just gonna say I kind of feel like I give myself a few days to drink during like the sort of like Christmas build up and then Christmas afterwards. Then it's just nuts because like what happens when the younger kid, right, like the 6-month-old, like, you know, he wakes up at 3, he wakes up at 4, he wakes up at 5, and then he wakes up for real at 6. And you know, like if you blow past the cocktail hour, like if you're drinking at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock,
yeah,
you're done. You're just like wrecked. But I did it every fucking night. I just cannot. I can't. So
this is a recent thing, right? Like you and Allie decided that you were just tying it on too much, and you were like, we have to pull back a little bit.
Well, I just, you know, like just for it's like we just felt bad like every morning, and then like we stopped drinking like during the week, and just only drink on the weekends. But I don't know. Yeah, we just sort of like mix the lineup during you know the holidays, and you drink a little more. And my point is not to sound like some sort of teetotaler or anything like that, but it's like when your body's not used to drinking again, and then you go back, sort of like party hard. And I don't know, just you guys have a 3-month-old, you know what this is like. You just put him to bed, and you're like, no idea.
Yeah.
You know, you could sleep the whole night. He could be up, you know.
Any minute. And in fact, I say the sleep is disturbing because you can't actually fall asleep because you feel like every. In fact, I was at work. I was sitting at the computer at work, and I thought that I heard a baby screaming. Like, I was just like, what? Like, I think it just like triggers something in your in your head. Yeah, like you know?
Well, and I think there's certain parts of your brain that sort of like fire up and like are always listening for the cry.
Yeah.
You know, it's like once you have the kid, you're like, great. You just rebooted that part of your brain, the part that's like looking for alarm in an infant. You know, I just like I'm at the store just randomly. Like I had to run out of the house because we just needed a bunch of stuff before Allie got on a plane. And of course, like Sam's eating solid foods, and he's eating a shit ton of solid food. So I have to go like almost every day and buy a couple of jars of something.
I can't imagine the curve of Trader Joe's consumption that we're like we consume this much now, but like now I have you have 2 boys too, right?
Dude,
like
that's an excellent idea. that you've raised there. It's not an idea. It's sort of a consequence of what we've done to
we
our
should
lives.
plot. We should plot our Trader Joe's consumption based on how old our boys are, and like watch the food consumption.
And at some point, I'm gonna have to downgrade the quality of the because I just won't be able to afford that shit.
Just blocks of frozen salmon, just here.
Yeah, just straight protein because it lasts the longest. But it, like he's also like he's upping the percentage towards the doomsday clock because he's like eating all of the salmon. Yeah,
well, this has been a pretty good first segment. We didn't get much dad advice.
Well, I mean, thank God Amazon bought Whole Foods, right? Thank God Amazon bought Whole Foods.
I don't know if I thank God anything Amazon does, dude. I'm fucking terrified of that company. I know any minute there's just gonna be drones showing up with like, you ordered these jeans. I was like, no, I didn't.
Here's the porno that you like. Here. We know everything that you like. You sort of told it to us when you clicked through the end user agreement on just anything, really.
Yeah. No. Anyways, so we're going to take a break, and then we're going to do a live draw when we get back. I don't know, maybe a Boxing Day or a holiday-themed live draw, whatever we got. Maybe we'll ask Lisa for an idea. I do have to, because I think Jen is going to watch this on the rerun.
Ooh.
We have new music from Jen.
We have new music from Jen?
Yeah, but not tonight though, because I haven't been able to do it tonight. So she has not only taken that last track, she cleaned it up. It sounds great, but she also did another track which is like super chill and cool and whatever. So it's like, so we're gonna. I have to do it justice. I have to add a great sort of visual to go along with it. So she's doing great, but tonight, unfortunately, we're going to have the same old bumper that we always have, and then we'll come back and...
Before you do, I want to do a quick dad advice.
Oh, you do? Okay. So let's do it then.
Quick dad advice. I bought my 5-year-old kid 4 Nerf guns for Christmas. It's more of an admission, and I know we need to talk about gun safety in America, but in this house, if you show up and you're not strapped...
You're done. You're just done.
You're going to get blasted on. It's a fair warning.
Maybe that's not dad advice. Maybe that's like dad warnings.
That's a tale from the dead. Does this shoot 6 shots or only 5?
Well, does it, punk?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back with a live draw. Thanks for joining us. Right back. All right. Down, And we're back. Sorry. Welcome back to Very Dad Ideas.
Welcome back to Very Ideas.
It's a special Boxing Day episode. We're going to go into our live draw now,
That's
Darren.
Right. It's time now to decide on what we're going to draw. I think we should draw sort of a Christmas tree carnage, some sort of
I like the Christmas tree carnage idea. Yeah.
Blasted tree that's just had all the toys just like scattered around it. We could talk about what was the what did you guys have a big present for Griff?
Yes, the guitar. He got a guitar.
The guitar.
Yeah, and some people say we're crazy, but actually Griff really loves playing guitar. I'm changing to the brush tool here. So I think it's a great present. I'm really psyched for him to be
That's
using
fantastic.
It. Yeah. So let's draw Christmas carnage, right?
Yeah. Just a poor tree.
Right. Christmas carnage.
What about see this already?
What about
for us? It's like we always wind up having like a big thing. Like this year, we got him like a big punching thing. Like you fill the bottom with a bunch of sand. Like there's like 50 pounds of sand.
So it's interesting. You've said this a number of times about Luke. Like he loves muscle men. He loves like roiding up. He's kind of He-Man, right? He's sort of.
He is. Well, he would like run in the room and he'd just be like, time for push-ups, and he'd like do a couple of push-ups.
Do you think your son's going to be a professional wrestler, or no?
I think somewhere. I think he's going to be probably like. Sort of like a Jean-Claude Van Damme style.
Oh, nice. So you're just gonna come home someday, and he's just gonna be like spread eagle over to
doing
Des.
the splits on the corner of the kitchen to evade gunfire. Yeah, right. That's what I think.
So this is like
there's the angel.
The angel. So it's funny. It's funny is that I've had to teach my wife, who is Jewish, everything about Christmas. So
really?
Yeah. So we've been. I'm basically been consulting with her on when to set up the stockings, when how you're supposed to tell Santa this.
Allie's only a quarter Jewish. She definitely knows all of the Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny. She's just like she.
I'm just gonna draw.
You're like I don't even know if this is Christmas. I just know the way we did it, right?
Oh, you can hear him, but you can't see Darren.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on a sec. Darren, you're missing in the stream. Sorry, technical difficulties. And Darren, you know what happens when we have technical difficulties?
I have to defend myself?
Well, but I've also added this permanently to the show. Whenever we have technical difficulties, we have someone who joins us. You know who that is?
Who? I knew it'd be you, Vader. Get out of here, Vader.
Let's get to this. And Darren, I don't see you. Where are you? Not. There you go.
Vader.
How about that?
No.
Do you see Darren?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
Still there?
All right. Yep.
All right. Am I hilarious?
Always, man.
Yeah,
always.
Now good.
A lot of visual comedy was lost there, but we then saved it. So
we'll
yes,
be able to salvage it all in post.
I would love it if every time we have a technical problem, Darth Vader pops up.
I just love that we have him. We can just key him up.
Yeah.
Have you gone and seen it, by the way?
I have not seen it. I feel like I need to get permission.
Oh yeah, you do. I had to beg.
Also, I've been hearing mixed bag about it, so
that's why I wanted to see it first, because I knew whatever the fuck it was, everyone was gonna have a giant opinion about it.
I just don't really care about Luke anymore, and for some reason, I'm drawing a reindeer in a Christmas sweater. So
yeah, and it's sort of a Griswold. It's sort of a Griswoldian reindeer.
Right.
He should be drinking out of a Marty Moose.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Marty Moose, I like that. That is a reference that our our one audience won't know.
No, god damn it! I am just worthless at comedy.
No, I mean she doesn't. I don't think Lisa's ever seen either of the Vacations.
Well, and it's funny that you say it like that because they are only the.
There's only two, right?
Yeah,
there's
Christmas Vacation.
There's European and then there's Christmas Vacation.
Right. But really there's only Vacation and Christmas Vacation because I don't remember.
European Vacation? Did you ever see European Vacation?
Yeah, European Vacation was pretty funny too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all right. It was okay. I mean, Chevy Chase kind of like just fell off a cliff, Did
he just sort of just do all of the drugs, and he just got laid too much, and that was it? He couldn't be funny anymore.
I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't as funny as people thought he was. I don't know. Yeah. So for some reason we have a tree that is destroyed. So I mean, we were trying to do like a post-apocalyptic Christmas, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the reindeer is sort of there, sort of normalizing the carnage.
Yeah.
Drinking, sort of taking it in,
drinking our way through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's like piss on this fucking holiday. I worked my ass off. Fuck these fucking people. Run all the way around the goddamn world.
Yeah. I saw a meme, an internet meme or whatever it was. It was said the story of Rudolph is about when everyone's mean to you until they want something.
That's
Rudolph with your nose so bright.
Funny. That's funny.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about
we've got the tree. You've sort of it sort of took out the wall because maybe the Kool-Aid Man came in and just
I think I should put the Kool-Aid Man back here.
Wreck that shit. Like Kool-Aid Man just cracked in the corner, just like a bunch of shit pouring out of him.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
God.
That's like the funniest joke Dane Cook ever told was the Kool-Aid.
I don't know that one. In fact,
he just comes breaking into your house and he's like, "Oh yeah," and you're like, "Oh no."
Oh no. Oh yeah. The funniest Dane
just breaking into people's houses and just
the funniest Dane Cook one was one with oh no, there's an explosion in my chocolatey drink when he's talking about that one.
I hate it when that happens in my chocolatey drink.
Look at us actually toting the comedy of Dane Cook on our show, man.
We're bringing Dane Cook back because Louis C.K. has to go away.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is.
So, are you going to stop thinking that he's funny because he masturbates to women?
Masturbates in front of women? I don't know. I feel like in a way, he's probably mortified.
Oh yeah.
If he has something to say now, I'd listen.
But didn't he like approach it? Actually, you know what? Lisa and I had this conversation last night. We watched Baby Driver. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Is it good? I don't know anything about it, but I mean, I heard.
Yeah, so Kevin Spacey's in that, and we had the conversation afterwards. Like, are we gonna just stop watching Kevin Spacey now because he's kind of like, I mean, yeah, he's gay, but he's like still kind of like a sexual predator, So. Right. Yeah, I mean, it makes you think like, well, I mean, what's it called? House of Cards is done,
Well, I quietly, as an actor, you hear things just from random places, and I just always tuck the stories away because I don't know the things, and you're always hearing them from other actors, so. I'd always heard stuff about lots of people. I'd heard a thing about Kevin Spacey. I'm not anybody in acting, but I'd heard some things.
Oh, it's hard not to hear something about it.
Yeah.
So this is our live draw. I'm adding a box here, and I'm gonna call us up to the too much.
Is the box Gwyneth Paltrow's head? Is that what's in the box? Oh, shit. God. What's in the box?
Become wrath.
What's in the box?
No.
Sorry, he shoots Kevin Spacey, right?
He does shoot Kevin Spacey because he becomes wrath. Well, we've done 7 tonight and a bunch of other things. Anyways, yeah, I mean, actors, directors, movie executives, whatever. I think people are all assholes.
An unconscious movement away from them. Like, you want to be able to be like, no, it's fine, I can enjoy the art. But I think it's sort of like it's just like eating a little bit of shit. Like, you're.
So
watching
let me ask you this: Did you like Woody Allen before and after the whole?
I thought he was fine. The second play I ever did in high school, and I really loved playing. I played Humphrey Bogart, and Woody Allen's Play It Again, Sam.
Okay.
And I fucking loved being in that play. I loved especially being Humphrey Bogart. And Woody Allen has like he has a style that in the 80s and 90s was sort of fresh and funny. I mean,
yeah.
He's done a lot of whimsical stuff, and he's definitely, but I mean, do I watch his movies now? No.
Okay.
But do I watch a bunch of movies? No.
But does his my
cinephile level sort of has backed off in my 40s a lot. Like, I just
because you have kids.
I don't enjoy media in the same volume that I used to.
Right. I mean, for me, Woody Allen was a really big influence on me. In fact, I listened to all of his early stand-up from the 1960s. It's basically kind of like, one-liners, right? He did a lot of one-liners. He's like, my wife dropped her shoe, and the Natural History Museum reconstructed a dinosaur. He does that kind of shit, right? And I loved his stuff, and I loved his movies, and I loved Manhattan. And Manhattan was a really big influence when I made that show.
Manhattan Murder Mysteries is great. The
Manhattan movie. Yeah, the black and white, the Everything You Want to Know About Sex, We're Afraid to Ask. Yeah. And I always thought it was great, but then when the whole thing came out with whatever, I constantly have to deal with this of is he the genius that I always thought he was? Can you appreciate the art of a douche, basically, right? And that's what Lisa's asking me, right?
I think it just makes it. It just I don't want to think that much. I want to just entertain. I want to watch the nice entertainment. I don't want to have to think about the asshole.
It almost takes you out of it, right? It pulls you out.
I'm saying. It does take me out of it, and I just as soon as I learn that shit, I'm like, Allie and I, we watched House of Cards the first season, and I was like, I fucking hate, the talking to the camera thing.
Oh, really?
The breaking the fourth wall
thing? The fourth wall didn't... Oh, Lisa and I ate it up.
I didn't like that show, but, I also didn't like his, fake-ass Southern accent, but that's just an acting thing.
Right.
I love Kevin Spacey in...
Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects. And then you hear other actors bagging on him. Like Gabriel Byrne said, somebody asked him something, that the reason why they shut down production on The Usual Suspects for a few days or a week or something like that during the production was because
Spacey couldn't keep his thing in his pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're just it's so hard to work in film anyway, and it's so hard to be a day player or be a PA. Or where you're just trying to make everybody happy. And the only way you get hired back is if everybody who you encounter that day fucking loves you.
Yeah.
That's the only way you get hired back. And so just to have somebody holding that over you, is a tremendous amount of pressure. And I sort of. There's so many actors. There's so many people who want it that when I find that shit out, I just sour on the person sort of, and I just try to find other entertainment.
Yeah, and
it's gonna really suck if I ever find out Christopher Guest or there's just people I hope I don't find out more, right? Because there have been a lot of monsters unearthed.
Right. Well, and I want to believe Chuck Jones and Steven Spielberg or whatever are good people because I appreciate their art, and I also want to, and I feel a lot of pressure often to try to. I think it's so easy to just fall off, right? And you have to have a high standard of your art, but you also have to have a high standard of who you are. And it's really hard. But I think that's what we're all trying to hope for, right? I mean,
I think that's definitely it. I think it is an effort trying. There were, I mean, that said too, the other side of it is that some of the stuff is not as serious as the other stuff. Is sort of how it feels.
That's
like,
true.
I hear that thing kind of being bandied about, and I don't disagree with it because, like, there's a certain amount of like actors and like people rehearsing and there's stage kissing, like there's groping, and all of that stuff are very like can be very icky or it can be just fine. It can be very professional.
Yeah.
And like people like there's a high level of like intimate communication that needs to like.
And some people are just on witch hunts, right? Like they're just trying to throw people under the bus. I mean,
you just wonder if everybody is doing it for the reasons that they say that they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I can't speak specifically because again, like I don't know, none of this stuff is real to me. But and you don't want to go like throwing stuff on people. But like, you just wonder because some people talk about like a stage kiss or something like that, and they're saying that like, and if you're like rehearsing with somebody, like you auditioned for that role, like you probably had some information, like you knew what the script was, like,
right?
That's sort of where I am right now. I'm like, there's like harassment, and then there's like some stuff that happens because you're going to be like doing. I'm basically talking about the lady who like threw the first shot at Al Franken.
Yeah,
I know this is crap, but like, she's like, and Matt Damon got fired up for it too. Like they slaughtered him, but there's something about like. You're a model and you're in your teens and you audition for this job and you know that you're going to fly over to like where there's going to be just a bunch of just GIs and you're there to be like candy. I'm not saying like people should like leer at you or make you feel terrible about it, but like there might be some sort of sketch in there where you might get kissed. And yeah, the thing where he like grabbed her boobs and stuff, that was really just like wrong and bad and like off-color bad taste. But it was like a Kevlar like vest. He probably wasn't touching any part of her.
I mean, I think the point you're making is that there's another side of this as well, right? And we don't know what really happened, and as a result, there's a wide range. And certainly, I mean, my concern also about like net neutrality. I find it like very convenient that Al Franken, who was like the biggest like champion of that, just gets wiped out with the rest of them. So it's a hard issue and one that we're not going to solve on.
No, we're not going to solve it. I just want to say, I'm not 100% like yeah. I know that it can't be what like my opinion about it is like flawed, but I need to talk about it because like the discussion needs to be more about talking about it than it is about because I've never been in a position where I've been like a bartender and like a waiter and I've been like an actor like on a day-to-day basis. Right. I've never been in any position where I could like be harassful or like where I could get away with anything like that. I just have like I've held meaning very menial positions in sort of the workforce.
But I mean, your behavior, like you don't know. Like I mean, if you wind up becoming a movie star, 5 years from now or whatever, there could be stuff that comes out of the woodwork where like,
or just invented woodwork. I mean,
yeah, I think that's invented stuff, right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a very dangerous, slippery slope. Well. Our live draw turned into a discussion about,
Yeah, I mean, why don't we just draw like a little picture of like broken promises, shattered dreams next to the tree?
Well, I think the shattered dreams are in. It's a dream box.
It's a dream box.
But it's been shattered, right? And it's on its way to Hollywood, right? It's been stamped to Hollywood.
Now
right?
you're giving me nothing but a shattered dreams, shattered dreams.
All right, so this was our live draw. We're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to do our last segment, and we'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't want to.
All right, welcome back to the third segment. Again, Jen is doing the music on for us, and we're going to have more new music for Jen in future episodes in our breaks. It's going to be great.
She hooks us up with the good stuff. She brings the production
good
quality.
stuff. I mean, the thing about Jen is that she's such a talented artist, and like she has not had opportunities to kind of strut her stuff. So I'm sort of like, hey, here's a platform.
In the spirit of collaboration, just to be like, yeah, go ahead and just take the stuff that I work on and just use it.
Just use it, yeah.
Yeah.
So look forward to some great stuff from Jen. It's funny, in the last few episodes, in between the second and third segment, we've had these conversations that were like, we should have these conversations actually on air.
Then you want to have a conversation where you don't alienate anybody, but at the same time, if you don't sort of step out and like address the things that people are just constantly shouting into the void about, like, right. I don't know, look at Facebook or the Twitters. I don't have a Twitter account, but my God, like, it seems like that's the only way people communicate anymore. People just
well, that's how our president communicates, for one.
Wait
right?
for him or a Kardashian to tell them something to be either scared of or buy.
Right. I mean, what we came to, the consensus that we came to, was that Very Dead Ideas is now essentially built. The structure, the framework, the 3 acts are built. And so it's up for you and I to kind of figure out, are we just going to be a couple of dickheads who come on and like joke around and draw stuff and whatever, or are we going to start like pushing it and using like Nerf guns to try to address issues that are really on our mind? And I think that's just going to be something that you're going to have to tune into to find out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't want to just like
do it. My wife seems to think
is telling you to do it.
To do it. Well, I mean, you've pushed us a couple of times outside of the safe zone. I think you should come and.
I have, and I live in the danger zone. It's NorCal. You gotta come correct.
SoCal is certainly dangerous. We got lots of danger, man. I'm living in Long Beach, dude.
Dude, that's where, if you listen to certain dogs, Snoop Dogs, there's a lot of drama there.
Sharks.
In the LBC.
Not to be completely off topic but
was there a shark attack in Long Beach? Are you?
I don't know. Maybe Lisa, clarify. What is that?
Yeah, you're just saying sharks.
I want to call up this voice meter because nice. This is our voice meter banana. This is how we run the audio in the show, and you can see that this channel right here is me. This channel is Darren. This might be incredibly boring for people, but it took me an hour and a half to figure out that our audio wasn't routing into the show correctly, which is why we didn't go live on Thursday.
On Thursday, the night before Christmas.
But we're working now, and if anybody has any questions about the technical components of the show, the contents of the show, whether we want to talk about the stuff that's going on in the news, or whether we should just continue to be dickheads who put boxing pictures behind us, please write us at verydadideas at gmail.com. You can tweet us at verydadideas.
Give us a little Facebook, a little nudge, a little poke.
We're going to be officially going live in January, and we were just having this conversation, Darren, that we're going to start streaming on Facebook starting in January. I think
Facebook.
I don't have a Sean Connery impression, but
you have walking. You could do walking, right?
I can't really do walking.
You've always done walking.
Really?
Yeah.
Not for years. I'll have to, and I can't now. I'm under pressure.
Yeah, no, I definitely I've set you off. You should get more booze or something.
Yeah. So
Never
the show
heard of the Millennium Falcon, old man.
Fast enough for you, old man.
Like some of
man.
that Saturday Night Live shit, it's just fucking timeless. That's like, isn't that Kevin Spacey?
That is Kevin Spacey. See,
damn it,
now
right?
we can't do Christopher Walken because of Kevin
You
Spacey.
son of a bitch, Kevin Spacey.
Well, it was excellent to be back, Darren. I think this was a great show. I think we did some great stuff.
Yeah.
And follow us on everything. And
honestly, wait, but before you lead us out, this guy spent an hour and a half figuring out the audio after like looking at all of the pieces of shit YouTube channels that don't know how to tell you how to fix the audio. So if you do, and you're watching this on the archives, have a question about how to put two of the mics into one of the streams or into one of the just talk to this guy because he actually figured it out.
Yep. I mean, we have boxers behind us, and we have Christmas lights, and we have my wife talking to us. I mean, if you're on any of the social networks, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, and eventually in January Facebook, it's all going to be routed into the show. And if anybody has any questions on how we do any of this magic shit on Very Dad Ideas, please visit us at Very Dad Ideas. Also, while I'm at it, I may as well pop this. We do verydadideas.com. Everything that we have, everything we do will be here.
At verydadideas.com, just all one word.
.com. So Darren and I will be back on Tuesday night on 9:30. That's going to be
Tuesday nights 9:30.
So when's your first? Wait, before we go, when's your first Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, so it's not it's not going to be for a couple of weeks because I couldn't play on 1/4, and I think they play every other Thursday.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to play like on the 18th.
Okay. All right. Well,
so,
maybe
it's going to be a while.
The following week we're going to have a Dungeons and Dragons spectacular.
It might be good to do like a little D&D brush up quiz. On Very Dad Ideas because
those charts, those 9-up of like chaotic good and like order good and whatever, like all that stuff. Like maybe we'll just do that in an episode. I'd love to do that shit. And
I need to do some like THACO quizzes. I need to do plus 0. You'd be able to know my pluses and my buffs and my negs. Because I mean, if you don't know your negatives and you don't know actual plus, if you have one, is because after all the negatives and all the pluses, you actually might just be like zeroed out.
Great.
Especially if you broke your main hand. If your weapon hand's broke, then you have to use a penalty with your other hand.
Great.
I feel like I'm just gonna be a slam dunk. I'm gonna be. Oh, did I tell you the character that I'm playing?
No.
I'm playing an
oracle,
a gorgeous chick oracle.
Oh, it's a woman.
Metal hair. And I feel like I look at me. Look at me.
We're absolutely going to do a Dungeons and Dragons episode at the end of January, but when we come back next week, it's going to be the New Year, right? So let's do a New Year's, a Very Dad Ideas New Year's,
very New Year's
Dad Ideas.
Yeah, no.
All right, should we call this?
Yeah, let's call it off.
All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, folks.